What's up and welcome back. I'm John Stark from MacTheMovieGuy.com, your favorite blind film critic, and today I'm going to review Dreams. All of them. Your dreams, my dreams, American Dreams, In Your Dreams, the movie In Dreams with Annette Bening, and I'm not reviewing that movie. But there's probably a pop group named Dreams. There has to be, right? Probably with a Z instead of an S. Dreams. American Dreams, the movie with Chris Klein, and who else was in that movie? Why did I go to Chris Klein as being the first person in that movie? I want to say Mandy Moore was in it. Anyway, um, this is the new movie from someone. I don't care who. It's I keep recording this and I care less and less every time I do this review, and I'm trying to be balanced this time. So hello, good sirs. There will be spoilers because the reasons why I do or do not like this movie will be evident to you in my thoughts on this film. And I need to speak on them because they have a lot to do with very specific things that this film decides to go down the path. I find it impossible to review this film without discussing very specific things and reasons, even if I discuss them in a way where it's like, I'm trying not to spill all the beans and keep some of them in the jar. The beans shall be spilled. This is Jessica Chastain and Isaac Hernandez star in this. She plays a millionaire, privileged. Her dad's a billionaire. I think she just like naturally has like millions of dollars. She doesn't really do anything. She's kind of like a wealthy socialite that just bounces around from nonprofit to nonprofit doing performative bullshit. I don't think she actually has a job. And she sort of represents her family along with her brother, played by Rupert Friend, who's sort of in this for like a little bit. He comes in and out. He's more like, he's, you know, he doesn't like the fact that she tries to help poor people. So, specifically, people like Fernando, who is a Mexican ballet dancer, played by Isaac Hernandez, who she meets when she goes down because she's sponsoring this Mexican, like Mexico City ballet company. So Fernando crosses the border illegally to get into the country so that he can dance ballet like up in San Francisco, and also to be reunited because while she's out in Mexico City, she decides to have herself a little bit of fun with one of the ballet dancers. So they have a little bit of a love affair. But it's easy for her because she could just ditch and then go back to the States. Lo and behold, he shows up and he's like, I'm here. And she's like, great. So, and he gets deported and has to come back, and it's this thing where so I was like, great movie for 2026, guys. Let's have a guy continuously crossing the border so that those people who are like, see, they're coming over. They're coming over in droves. We gotta stop them. Gotta get them out of here. It's like, yes, we're being invaded. We're being invaded by Mexican ballet dancers. God help us. They're coming for us. The ballet dancers. Oh, God. Anyway. But I can totally see that being a narrative where people watch this movie and they go, see? Michelle Frankel, what have you done? This director of the last movie they did was Memory, but with Peter Sarsgaard, not the Liam Neeson one, although having seen the movie, I would have guessed the Liam Neeson one if somebody told me, because it's the Peter Sarsgaard one is better than this, and the Liam Neeson one is not a good movie, so I would align it with Dreams. Anyway, so she's trying to say something here through privilege, or Michelle? Yeah, I think it's a he. About privilege and wealth, and there's a little bit of this like old school, you can the current way of master slash slave relationship, where it's like somebody has the money to be able to own somebody, so they see something they want and they take it, and they move somebody in, who, and they're like, yes, I can give you everything, yes, I own you now. and it's somebody who doesn't really have anything, has no real way of, because he's an illegal immigrant, so what's he gonna do? He migrated here in a trailer truck. So it's her whole character is dislikable and uncomfortable, and I never really liked anything about her. And their relationship was terrible the whole time. I was like, I don't want these two to ever be together. This is not. There's nothing genuine about her relationship or her love and care for him. Even without the audio description, I just never had a read on her character where I was like, she's going to turn out to be good, isn't she? This movie's going to end with her standing in a courtroom and saying, I need him in this country, sir. He is the love of my life. Please fill my dreams. Um, no, this is not how it happens in this movie. The movie decides to get darker, and eventually it builds to a point where the film could have gotten interesting. And I did like my spidey senses twinkle, just twinkled, I don't know. They did something. I'm not Spider-Man. I don't know what he feels, but whatever he feels when he's like, oh shit, I had that feeling. Because there's a moment where he's talking about like wanting to go to New York to dance, and she's like, I need to tell you something. And he's like, okay. And she's like, you can hate me. You can hate me after. You can leave. You can leave and never see me again, and I believe you. I, I would deserve it. I deserve it. It's fine if you do that. Please do it. I don't. But I need to tell you there's something. So the something is that she was the one who had him deported. My guest, Agog. I was so excited to see what Michelle would do with this. And I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. Finally, some real drama in this relationship. Finally, Fernando has an opportunity to free himself from the chains of Jessica Chastain. Not really. He instead becomes kind of an abusive dick. And it takes a situation in which the audience would have given him probably a lot of grace and finds a way to go too far with it. Where his reaction to Chastain is uncomfortable, and then he starts to lose the sympathy vote as well. So the vote, where you spent the whole movie going like, man, I hope it works out for this guy. Man, I hope he gets to dance his little butt away. You know, I did not feel that by the end of the film. I thought they overstepped, they overplayed their hand with him, with what the audience would be accepting of in terms of her. You've already created a villain in Jessica Chastain and you doubled down on it. And then they tripled down on it. So instead of just instead of just sort of leaving her there, or instead of, they had to throw in right at the end. Um, Again, I'm trying to talk around some things. Doesn't really matter. The stuff you just need to know what Fernando does to her. I don't approve of. And that was the point he lost me as a character, which sucks because I thought Isaac Hernandez was doing a better, like, both him and Jessica are good. It's Jessica's always good. Isaac Hernandez, this being his debut feature, is kind of impressive. Like with what he's being given to do, even though it's shit that he's being given to do, he's actually making something out of it, and I kind of liked him. I was like, I'd love to see more of this guy. So, uh, he's gonna end up leaving, and she's gonna get rescued by her brother, and her like last request is for, to send some goons off to break his legs, to break Fernando's legs. So so she's just kind of like a despicable human being like the whole time. And because she doesn't ever accept that there's any sort of, I know this is like victim blaming, right? It's like she knows what she's doing. If not, then this is the whole film about how like wealth can cloud your judgment to where you truly do not know that you've become a terrible person, and you're just unaware of it, and you're like, I think I'm a good person, I really do, but I just keep doing terrible shit to people. um I never liked her, and then I couldn't like him, so by the end of the film I was just like, what did I just watch, and why did I just watch it, and why is this here? And this is big for me because I got an advance on this. Like, I got this in advance quite not super long ago. I've had a little bit of lead time on this, and there was an embargo. This is even after the embargo. The embargo has already lifted. I just keep doing this review because I don't know. Therapy. Um, I remember just hearing from, because I'm in like other critics groups and we have like little chats and stuff. And finally, another critic was like, "By the way, Dreams is terrible." And I was like, "Oh my god, thank you for validating me," because I was like, I'd watched, I got a screener for it, and I was like, "What is this?" I want to have more conversations with the people who liked it and find out why they liked it. Like, did you like it because no one wins and you like those kind of movies? Because that's really the only thing that I can think of here is if you're the kind of person that relishes in the movies where everyone sucks, everyone's a loser, no one wins, set the world on fire. Fine. Welcome. This is your movie. But I kind of hated it. I kind of hated everybody in it and everything about it. The only thing is that the acting is good because when you get Jessica Chastain, she's solid. That's why she has an Oscar. She's a solid ass actress, and Isaac is a great actor as well. I would really love to see him in more things other than this. Rupert Friend and the rest of the supporting cast don't really offer that much to the film. It's really just the two of them and their torrid love affair. I'm sure if it has audio description, it'll describe a lot of erotic stuff to you. I'm sure what I was missing was, but I don't grade a film based on whether or not, like a film shouldn't live and die based on whether or not it fulfilled my horniness or like a horror movie. Like I was missing the gore and I just, if it had more gore, because I'm not that kind of person, I'm not the kind of person who goes, gore. If it becomes prohibitive to where there's so much gore and so little story, then it's hard to understand and follow a film. Same thing would be true here. If there was so much sex, like it was basically porn, and there was no story to it, and it was just a whole bunch of like moaning, like that would be hard for me to watch without audio description. There's enough of a story here. It's just a story I didn't like with characters I didn't like. So I'm gonna give Dreams a 2.9 out of 10. That's a rotten score. And with all the respect in the world, this is hard for me because I don't love coming down on films for which I got advances on because I don't want publicity teams to be like, "Oh, so we don't give it to him." Not saying that I always skew them positive. I'm just saying sometimes I try to do a little bit of lighter touch. I'm like, okay, so it wasn't good, and here's why. But with Dreams, I'm like, I don't want to be associated with Dreams. I don't want people to think like, oh, he would kind of liked it. It was still a rotten review, but he tried to find the positive and the pluses and the only positives here are the fact that they hired good actors. That's about it. It stops. It lives and dies there. And the only people who I think might like this are people who like, world burn movies where everyone sucks, no one wins. The end. So, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I'll see you guys on the other side.